Yeah. Yeah. Grinding. I ain't got time to wait. Running. Building bricks. I ain't got time to play. Determined. I need freedom. Dog, I learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance. Gotta hold on to faith. Dog. Grinding. I ain't got time to wait. Running. Building bricks. I ain't got time to play. Determined. I need freedom. Dog, I learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance. Gotta hold on to faith. Gone. Water me if I don't preach the gospel. Wanna be whatever the acts, continuing that. Yeah, and that's with the apostles. Lively, stone, type of time that I'm on. Mad at us cause they ass out while we in the house like Jerome. Prophecy come to pass while these heathens are sweating to make it last. Got so many faces they don't need a mask. But eating unbreakable, Mr. Glass, he created the wisdom with the faithful in the womb. Actions speak the loudest in the room. Gotta prep the bride for the groom, but get another end coming soon. Look, why you shook? You just reading words out the book. Never mind how long it took, cause God got the recipe, let him cook. Yeah, he caught the crooks in the land of the thief and the home of the slave. Sent the prophets like a wave to crash the party. And we're just getting it started. Eat them the target. Babylon, yeah, gotta burn. The vagabond finally got his turn. Ash died too, that's a bastard. Nukes for the dukes, that's a hazard. Deep coming through, drop the hammer, calling it home improvement. This is the life, it's more than a movement. Seed of Jacob, and we can prove it. Watch this, grinding. I ain't got time to wait. Running, building bricks. I ain't got time to play. Determined. I need freedom. Dog, I learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance. Gotta hold on to faith. Dog, grinding. I ain't got time to wait. Running, building bricks. I ain't got time to play. Determined. I need freedom. Dog, I learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance. Gotta hold on to faith. Let's go.
T-Silent, I gotta talk to you. So many demons is ranting and raving, and man, I'm just trying to walk different. Pray for destruction, I'm building my faith. I got a lot on my plate, trying to get in them gates. Salute my angel on the way, I ain't got time to waste. Pushing this truth, I got time today. Professionalism, we make it work like a mechanism. If you ain't with my people, then it doesn't matter. So we ain't worried about nepotism. Exorcism, when I cast out the inner demons, they're lusting for vandalism, cause it's catastrophic. Cataclysm, acts of the apostle, we got a mission like, listen up. Pray for destruction, can't get enough. I know that you think that you know where I'm going, but I'm bending bricks, so mount them up. Still in the service, count them up. 144,000, demonstrating true power. Wisdom rain, that shower, wasting land in less than an hour. Here's a chance, roll with a prophet, take a glance. Walk in our shoes, take a stand. Royal priesthood, Uncle Sam. Here today, then I'm out of pocket. Grinding hard, that's part of the topic. Cross the globe in the speed of light, blasting off till like a rocket. You can't stop it.
Grinding. I ain't got time to waste. Running. Building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, dog, I learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Let's go, we grinding, I ain't got time to waste. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, dog, I learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Let's go.
Yeah. If they ever ask you who did it, you already know what time it is. Yeah. Tell them a Jew did it. Yeah. That's right. I'm teaching on the street like who you with. He died and rose again, that's some ruler shit. Repent and keep the laws, that's rulership. And you ain't gotta like me, I'm cool with it. I like my flow cold, never lukewarm. Spewing hot fire from the heavens to the truth on them. Garment to the foot, no suits on them. A real man gotta have boots on them. Now put them on the street, wake the lost sheep. Cooking up the meat, have a seat, let your soul eat. I was blind, see, I was Bo Peep. Now I see fine through my eyes, cause he showed me what the truth is, gotta keep the law. Don't take your spirit from me like you did the salt. I'ma cook the meat, I won't eat it raw. But if I fall 7 times, help me stand more, thank you, Lord. You ain't gotta like me, I'm cool with it. I'ma tell the truth, you can choose what to do with it. Prophesy even if a few get it. Pen it like Ciroc, then remember that a Jew did it. A Jew did it. A Jew did it. Pen it like Ciroc, then remember that a Jew did it. A Jew did it. A Jew did it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it.
They reading out the book, but they confused with it. Like some bad detectives, they ain't even got a clue with it. Prophets hit the block and teach the truth with it. True difference, leave a blitz looking like a new kid. They say in Christ is white, then prove all things. White wool hair, skin darker than Lou all Danes. Now who all bang? Never trust them two large fangs. With this Bible, reap more havoc than two-ball cane. Lord, forgive me for my trespasses. Lately, I've been feeling like my problems have been less massive. I don't hands invite the devil, so we can't be less active. Hit the streets and preach, cause we the best at it. Waking up the sheep and the oppressed masses. The truth is, we don't sleep at all. Prophet 24/7, cause we want it all. I done flipped the script like my name was Paul. But if I fall 7 times, help me stand more. Thank you, Lord.
You ain't gotta like me, I'm cool with it. I'ma tell the truth, you can choose what to do with it. Prophesy even if a few get it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it. A Jew did it. A Jew did it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it. A Jew did it. A Jew did it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it. Blow the trumpet, watch the land tremble. The Lord coming, I can see the symbols. That water rising, I can feel the ripples. It healed the heart, lame and the cripple. We gallop through the land like stallions. Rank never broke, ain't no crack in our battalions. No, we don't do this for medallions. Israel still found in the land of battalions. We gon' run like some mighty men. Climb a wall like a man of war. I died before, I won't die again. And I'ma kill them all like they did in Saul. But the truth is, keep the law. Don't take your spirit from me like you did to Saul. I done changed names like Apostle Paul. But if I fall 7 times, help me stand more. Thank you, Lord. You ain't gotta like me, I'm cool with it. I'ma tell the truth, you can choose what to do with it. Prophesy even if a few get it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it. A Jew did it. A Jew did it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it. A Jew did it. A Jew did it. Pen it like some rock, then remember that a Jew did it.
I'm in the battle for life. I gotta fight for my right. That's biblical rights, not physical rights. They blinded your sight. You think that they for you, but this is a war zone.
This is a war zone.
Yes, this is a war zone. Hey, tell them we need our advances, and if they ain't got it, then they gotta double up. The payback is troublesome. Prove my identity. If you need scriptures, then we got 100 of them. Ain't risking my freedom, cause I never had that. Descendant of God. Even if this was tennis, boy, you couldn't match that. Striked out, we the light, and you couldn't match that. The Sabbath is here, the building was swole. Boy, you know we packed that. I know they tired of the songs of repentance. I know they praying the Lord don't revenge us. I know I might lose it all if I'm sinning. I know the ending been fixed from beginning, but hey, your pastor really a heathen. What has he really been teaching? I'm back on my grizzy, but oops, I mean spiritually. I gotta keep my foot right on the net. It wasn't just physically, destroyed us mentally. Now we just coming to cash in our check. My people rap about cars and baguettes. My people still got them chains on their neck.
Talk about freedom, but what is this freedom you speak of?
How you scream freedom and we in the war? We beg for mercy and they kill us more. We think they changed from what they did before. You trust in them and I trust in the Lord. I can't forget what they did to my father. I can't forget what they did to our mothers.
Hey, I'm in the battle for life. I gotta fight for my right. That's biblical rights, not physical rights. They blinded your sight. You think that they for you, but this is a war zone. Yes, this is a war zone.
Trey A, still young. Got a lot of fight in this dog. Never run when it's war. Gotta bite with spark. Gotta bring the light to the dark. And the brights go hard like Flint water. Better pay respect to a guard. Never left a tour. Seen a lot of death in this war. Got a vest in the sword. Still stressing them boys. There's a devil head on, no detours. Had to get it from the ground, no B-boy. Israel united, and Christ be the engine. We teach you repentance, don't get destroyed. Gotta get it for the kingdom, and I need that. Can't look back, can't relapse. I ride with the bishops and quit till it's finished. A lion, a Judah, no kitty cat. Now pick up the news. We are the Jews. We got the proof. Deacon the booth. Beat up the track like I beat up these doomians. Hand on their neck, man, I'm bad like I'm Ruben. And flexing on D-Dan, you know what we do. Heathens be wishing we cool. We got the juice. Packing and bagging the fruit. Yeah, we in the street with the truth and this body done grew. Hey, now I'm gon' ride with the crew. It's a car with it like they lose. Agents of Satan, these Edomites do, and I'm applying the pressure like Jesus would do. And they hating me, they can keep hating me. We got advantage, the angels is loose. Ain't no excuse. You can choose life or a noose. I'm willing to die with the truth. Judah.
I'm in the battle for life. I gotta fight for my right. That's biblical rights, not physical rights. They blinded your sight. You think that they for you, but this is a war zone. Yes, this is a war zone.
Shalom. Welcome to the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes. I'm Officer Dunn, and to my right,
Officer Asadai.
Officer Jair.
Officer Jonah.
Officer Jakanan.
Hey, y'all, we're going to go into Thanksgiving. Hey, the title of this class is going to be Unhappy Thanksgiving, the birthplace of the Pequot Massacre.
And throw the thumbnail up.
Or the Mystic Massacre. Hey, let's see what that thumbnail, yeah, throw that thumbnail up. Let's play that thumbnail. because this is actually where Thanksgiving derived from. The massacre of the so-called Native Americans, which is from the tribe of Gad.
Bring it out.
They went through massacring villages, and each time they massacred a village or slaughtered a village, they celebrated. They gave thanks. What y'all got?
I mean, yeah, this is a heavy history that a lot of our people don't know. We went to camp the other day. Officer Jonah was asking folks like, okay, so why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? What's the history? People don't understand that people died. Our people died in order for y'all to eat that damn turkey and that dry stuffing.
Right. And for the brothers and sisters that do know, they try to make an excuse for it. Say, well, I don't really see my family, so I just think it makes sense to how you say the word? How you say it?
Come on.
Okay.
Say words. Say it into the mic, though.
Commemorates. Nah, I don't think you said it right.
No,
but
it's commemorate.
Okay,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that word. I just lost my whole train of thought.
You're a hater. Hey, you hated on this man. When I said it is right, crazy.
Nah, brothers and sisters make an excuse to this day's okay just because the day's off. Now I can go see my family. But nah, this day stands for the murder of our own people, so it can never be a good day.
The white man give black people a day off, and then whatever you say, master, yes, it's the ways. And I don't understand how Hispanics celebrate Thanksgiving. It's like this is literally about murdering you.
Bring it out.
Or if you're on the reservation right now and you celebrating Thanksgiving. No, do y'all say wow and damn like it ain't like, bruh, they do actual like Thanksgiving celebrations on the reservation.
The hell is this?
I'm not making this up. This is real life.
Hey, our people need to be reminded how bloody the history is because they don't really go into it in school. They need to be woken up to see how gruesome this day is about. So all praise that we doing this.
Right. So let's pull that first article. Let's get that, and we're gonna read that.
Our ancestors celebrated Thanksgiving 13 times a year, demystifying Thanksgiving. Long before the arrival of the settlers, the land which we call Turtle Island was bountiful of rich foods, clean water, and a vast amount of biodiversity. Cornfields wrapped around the coastline for miles. Schools of fish swam so thick, and trees were so healthy they produced many nuts and fruits. Our ancestors celebrated Thanksgiving about 13 times a year. In the Northeast, the first Thanksgiving is the strawberry Thanksgiving, as it is the first berry of the season. During this time, we let go of any past grudges and hardships that may be held against family and close friends.
So right there, it tells you that the tribes, they never grudged against each other to the point that they were killing each other.
Bring it out.
That came along when the colonizers came and they used their grudges against them, right, to benefit them. So let's keep reading.
As the strawberry is the first berry of the year to bloom, we are thankful for the renewal of the earth and the fruits that are birthed from it. The last Thanksgiving celebrated in the year is the cranberry Thanksgiving, as it is the last berry of the year. Different seasons produce different berries, fruits, and harvests that we have always celebrated. We gather together as sister tribes for days at a time, sharing songs, stories, trade, and strengthening our kinship. Despite the historical events that have attempted to destroy our culture, our tribes still come together to celebrate the various Thanksgivings throughout the year to this day. During the fall, we celebrated the harvest and called it Nunanoa, which in the Shinnecock Shinnecock language means harvest time. The cultural views of Europeans and the indigenous peoples of these lands were drastically different when it came to being stewards of the land, water, and humanity. The European cultural custom of romanticizing stories through handwritten accounts created the stereotype of Native Americans of this land. One of the most famous romanticized stories throughout history is the story of the first Thanksgiving.
Right. So they created that story, right, to whitewash what really happened, what Thanksgiving is really about.
They romanticized it.
Yeah.
Right. Put flowers on it, put them as the good guys.
Yep.
Put our people as the villains.
So they did that to erase the history, right? And to create a history, his story.
Right.
The colonizer's story, if you know what I mean. Read on.
For hundreds of years, this story has painted a picture that the first settlers and the indigenous peoples lived peacefully and in harmony with one another. This story, unfortunately, is still being romanticized through what I call paper genocide.
Paper genocide.
Hey,
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's heavy. That term paper genocide actually means something different than what they're trying to say. Paper genocide actually goes into like the Dawes Act, which we brought out on the Natives Hour, and how oftentimes, because the Pequot Indians or the different Indian so-called Native Americans in the Northeast and in the Southeast were very dark-skinned people, right? So over time with paper genocide, they would either classify you as a Negro and put you on a plantation, or they would classify you as Hispanic. But they use paper genocide to take away the fact that you actually were indigenous to the land.
Right, and they use it for a lot, much more too, more than that.
Right, and when you read that, it says that they created the first interaction with the so-called pilgrims and natives as peaceful and happy. So it's telling you they're lying. There's no such thing as a people coming to steal your land. And there's somehow a peaceful dinner that y'all had together. That doesn't exist. So we're going to get the real history on it.
Right. Read on.
Paper genocide is a known ploy that destructs the history of Native American cultures.
That destroys the history of Native American culture.
Many scholars, historians, and museum professionals contribute the historical wrongdoings by publishing works that further the oppression of Native Americans. The practice of paper genocide has been done for hundreds of years and still finds its way into institutional systems today.
Like the educational system, right? What they teach. They use paper genocide there as well because they teach you that the Pilgrims and the so-called Native Americans, they had Thanksgiving together, which is a complete lie. Go ahead.
Ironically, one of the first uses of paper genocide is the first place we see the term Thanksgiving. The unfortunate historical significance of celebrating Thanksgiving came from the celebration of the massacre of the Pequot village done by the English settlers as early as 1634.
So you see that? It's an unfortunate historical significance of celebrating Thanksgiving came from the celebration of the massacre of the Pequot village.
Bring it out.
That's where the whole Thanksgiving thing derived from, right here. Read on.
After the official Treaty of Hartford that outlawed the Pequot people from ever using their language, identifying themselves as Pequot, or gathering as Pequot, Massachusetts Bay Governor John Winthrop, the day after the Pequot massacre of over 700 of my family's children, women and men, wrote a proclamation which is known as the first written document that the word Thanksgiving is cited.
Now here's that document right here that we're going to read, right? It was this the first written document after the massacre of the Pequot fort or village. Read that.
Today, the 12th of the 8th month, we, the English Protestants of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, shall hold a public day of thanksgiving to God in all of our churches for his great mercies in subduing the Pequot.
That's where Thanksgiving come from. So all you so-called Native Americans, Hispanics, so-called blacks, everybody who's out here that's an Israelite, you know, from your God-given name, if you celebrating Thanksgiving, you celebrating the destruction of your own people. You got to imagine, they killed the whole village of 700 people, and they declared Thanksgiving. And they continue to do it as we read this. You're going to see they continue to do it after each massacre.
To this day.
For those of you that have families, imagine your baby, right? In the middle of the night, they sleep, burned to death. Your kids, you got the elderly in your home, your grandparents, all burned to death. Can you imagine seeing that? And then years later, you celebrating the day. That's how deep you got to look into it. Let's read on.
Perhaps we can now be forever free from these Pequot savages.
And they call the so-called Native American savages. They got cartoons today saying that, right? What's the name of these cartoons?
Like they had
Pocahontas?
Yeah, Pocahontas. They had, if you ever watched Looney Tunes with Bugs Bunny, he was always making fun of Native Americans and black people. They had Yosemite Sam. They had what they call the big Indian. You remember the big Indian dude?
Yeah.
And he didn't really speak English that well, but he was just big and stoic. You remember that?
Not really.
Damn, I gotta find it. I expected you to know that.
I don't remember that one.
You didn't watch Looney Tunes?
I did watch Looney Tunes, but I just don't remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember seeing the guy with the feather on his head.
Yeah, he had the feather and he was really big and he had the big chest. You feel me?
I remember him now.
They try to make him seem all stoic and tough, but not like super smart because Bugs Bunny was always tricking him. Basically saying, just like they say about black people, saying like Native Americans are strong but not smart, essentially.
All right, let's read on.
The cartoons. We shall divide the few remaining prisoners amongst all of the tribes and outlaw the Pequot out of existence.
So they slaughtered and killed the majority of the tribe, right? And then divided them amongst the tribe. I mean, other people, so they wouldn't know who they are.
The guy's name was Injun Joe. Jair looked it up.
Oh, Injun Joe.
Okay. Which Injun is racist. Because I think Joe asked me the other day. Injun is just a derogatory way to say Indian because white people don't know how to speak.
And they put in our cartoons.
Yeah, not our cartoons. Cartoons are not meant for black and Hispanic people or Native American people.
Amulek media is not meant for.
Nah, it's not. You're right.
We know that now, but we didn't growing up.
We used to love that.
Yeah, that's all we had.
Looney Tunes, man, on Saturday morning, man.
Hey,
right before preschool.
I never knew out of your cotton picking mind was talking about black people. I had to get older and be like, wait, out of my cotton picking mind. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
Yep, that's
officer. Even the origin of the day, because a lot of blacks and indigenous people today will say that this is a holiday for all Americans, or this is a holiday for family time. Huh? But it's telling you the English Protestants are the ones that created this day to give thanks to their God for freeing them from you, for taking your land and being able to be independent away from you. So in the very origin, white folks made this day for their independence from us in a way. But now it's everybody day. Anybody can celebrate this day. It's not for you, black and Hispanic family. This is not our day. Hey, understand that.
Hey, you know what's funny? But only us will like do something like that. You would never have white Americans celebrate 9/11 saying, okay, this is a day we could give thanks and we're going to eat and everything. We're gonna us and the Iraqis, allegedly, we came together and we had a great day and we was unified. Like
all white people and Arabs just sit down and they, this represents the towers and this represents the plane.
Only us would be okay with celebrating our own destruction and trying to make it to a different meaning.
Hey, let me grab a scripture. Habakkuk 1:9, based off what you said. And just like you said, they said, let me look at this. We, the English Protestants, Bishop just went over how the Protestants were complicit in the slavery and destruction of black, Hispanic, and Native American people. Of the Massachusetts Bay Colony shall hold a public day of thanksgiving to God in all our churches for his great mercies in subduing the Pequot. We don't celebrate. We don't have the same God. White Jesus is not the God of Native Americans. Watch this. Read that.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 9.
Let's go.
They shall come all for violence.
That's talking about the white man. Every European, every so-called Caucasian, every Edomite came to Africa, came to North, South, and Central America for violence.
Bring it out.
Read.
They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind.
Come on.
And they shall gather their captivity as the sand.
Meaning they took all of us into slavery. They took Native Americans into slavery. They did. They wasn't just massacring, they was enslaving too. Pocahontas was a slave. Read.
And they shall scoff at the kings.
The chiefs that were running the Pequot, or what's the other name? The Pohonan Confederacy. I think that's the name. We had rulers on this side of the world.
Come on.
They said, man, we don't care about your rulers. We don't care that he a chief. We don't care that he a king. He a cacique. Read.
And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
Come on.
They shall deride every stronghold.
Because we had cities. They calling us savages, but we built large cities. We had pyramids in North America. We had civilization here. Read.
For they shall heap dust and take it.
Come on.
Then shall his mind change.
But now, after they done conquered us and enslaved us and beat us into the ground, now they're like, okay, we'll be nice to them now. Or we'll pretend we're nice to them. Come on.
And he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God.
Let's give thanksgiving to white Jesus, because we done subdued these Negroes and these Indians.
That's a cold piece.
Yeah, that's cold. Let's continue reading.
Even their names shall be wiped out of history.
Even their names shall be wiped out of history.
Message.
Right? Read on.
We are the exceptional city on the hill. We cannot allow the muck to sink us. And to commemorate this blessed day, the vanquishing of the horrid savage Pequot, I officially declare hence from this day forward for the Massachusetts Bay Colony to celebrate annually an official day of Thanksgiving.
That's by John Wilfroth in 1637.
To this day.
Officer.
We're gonna go ahead.
Yeah, to your point, actually in 1621, the Mayflower was a ship. They came with those pilgrims, those Christians. They're the one that celebrate the Thanksgiving. They're the one that for 3 days they celebrate Thanksgiving because they thought God gave them, the power to take to kill the Indians and take the land and all that.
Right, and we're gonna discuss that too. Let's read on. Since
the day of this proclamation, the colonists that raided, pillaged, and massacred many of our ancestral villages throughout the Northeast celebrated the day after each massacre. Historical accounts describe these celebrations.
So let's read that again.
Since the day of this proclamation, the colonists that raided, pillaged, and massacred many of our ancestral villages throughout the Northeast celebrated the day after each massacre.
So they celebrated Thanksgiving after each massacre. Right? That's Thanksgiving. Right? That's what you're celebrating when you sit at your table and set a turkey at the table, cut it up with your family. You celebrating a massacre. The massacre of hundreds of millions of Native Americans, so-called Native Americans.
Right. All the way down to the food, officer.
Yes.
What is it? The turkey is the bodies, the stuffing is the guts of our ancestors. Cranberry sauce is our blood that was shed. So when you eat your Thanksgiving dinner, delusion, the Black and Hispanic family, just know you celebrating our own destruction. Just know that.
Right.
Because even when you look at it, it said this was 1637, right? Not but 18 years, 19 years earlier, that's when they say the first slave ship came to Jamestown, Virginia.
Right.
So at the same time that the English are coming through massacring and killing so-called Native Americans, they're enslaving so-called African Americans, so-called black people. Which means they had to be massacring black people in the west coast of Africa. And they was massacring black people in Europe before they came over here. So your Thanksgiving is celebrating your own death.
Right.
Right. Your own captivity, your own destruction. Let's read on.
This continued for years until. Oh wait, nope, I missed a part.
Celebrate today.
Hold on. Historical accounts describe these celebrations to have been witnessed throughout New England, the coast of New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland. This continued for years until George Washington suggested setting aside one day per year to celebrate all of the massacres.
Damn.
You gotta read that again.
What day a year to do what? Celebrate all the massacres.
Damn.
Dang, that's heavy, man.
That's heavy right there.
Hey, make sure y'all dropping them bombs when you hear something like that.
He said, wasn't no bombs in the 1600s.
Right.
You ain't got no cannon back there? You ain't got no powder keg, anything?
So you're saying George Washington simplified this day called Thanksgiving to be on the what is it, the third Thursday of November,
right?
To basically just sum up all of the incidents of killing of Native American people. He said we just sum it up in one day.
Damn.
Right.
And give it to everybody.
Once a year.
Basically, he's saying like, yo, we gotta all get on one accord. You celebrating the killing over here, you celebrating. We need one day that we can celebrate all the killing together.
Damn.
Right? We can. What it said? They shall come all for violence.
Confederate.
We got exactly. We gotta put our violence together on one day.
Right. He did that to unify the country.
Exactly.
Right.
Keep the white
because
man
it
together.
was divided.
Yeah.
Right. So, what you got?
I got a scripture. Can I get scripture, please?
Come on.
Habakkuk.
Okay, cool. I ain't gotta turn nowhere.
Come on. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
These white men built these towns right here in America with blood, killing our brothers, killing the Native Americans, killing the soul tribe of God, our brothers, because the black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are brothers.
Right.
That's right.
This whole country was built on our blood, on the bloodshed of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
And establisheth a city by iniquity.
And that's what's going on right now. That's why these Christian churches, you got to come out of them, because now they're telling you got to celebrate Thanksgiving. You got to celebrate Halloween, Christmas. That's not what the Bible says we're supposed to celebrate. So you got to come out of these evil places, because this is how we destroy mentally.
Right, and that's why we're bringing out the history, right? So you can see the true meaning of Thanksgiving. And if you still decide to celebrate Thanksgiving after knowing this,
You don't care.
you just don't care. You just...
I like that. It's
Right. I like being in servitude. I like the fact that the colonizers slaughtered and murdered millions of our people. I like being in captivity. That's what you're saying.
Hey, but because in their mind, they don't see that it's our people. And when they look in the mirror, they see a white man.
Damn.
They don't see no black or brown skin. They don't see no afro. They see, what's his name? Brad Pitt when they look at. They see Donald Trump when they look in the mirror.
Hey, so you talking about all them sisters, the one you ask them what race they are, say, I got a little Native American in me. They still celebrate
My
Thanksgiving?
grandmama Native American. No, it don't count now.
Damn, that's crazy.
Hey, speaking of which, why you say our brothers like you're not Gad?
Come on.
You're Gad. You said that like you're Judah.
No, you said it like he isn't.
What?
The hell is
Hey,
this?
let's read on.
This continued for years until George Washington suggested setting aside one day per year to celebrate all of the massacres. We did not see the word Thanksgiving again until President Abraham Lincoln wrote a proclamation with intentions in strengthening the unity of the country.
So Abraham Lincoln did the same thing as George Washington.
Bring it out.
Hey, fun fact, Abraham Lincoln is actually responsible for the biggest lynching in American history when he did a hanging of Lakota people after the Wounded Knee Massacre.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Oh, okay, my
Yeah.
bad. I'm jumping the gun.
Bring
My
it
bad.
Read on.
We see thereafter many other presidents continue the tradition of drafting a proclamation for Thanksgiving. Many of our tribes on the East Coast have been paper genocided. Much of this history has been covered up, and many are not aware of these harsh truths.
Message.
Read on.
For hundreds of years after Governor John Winthrop's Thanksgiving proclamation, our tribes have never forgotten the celebration of our massacred ancestors and the continual attempts to erase us.
That's it, right? And the continual attempts to erase the so-called Native Americans off the face of the earth. That's what we gotta understand. Let's look at this first video, right? And this guy's explaining what really happened on Thanksgiving. Now, this is a video of the account. We just pulled an article up, but now we're going to show a video, right? Play that video.
If you want to talk about how Thanksgiving came about.
I do want to talk about it. First of all, you got to remember, my dear brother, that history, his story. It's not our story. When they proclaimed Thanksgiving, it was in Mystic, Connecticut, a tribe of Indian people, the Pequots, that were thriving and surviving. But shortly after, we taught these white people how to farm and how to take care of the land and raise food. They got beside themselves. A few years after they started prospering, they decided that they were going to take their women and their children out to a big field and have a cookout celebration. No Indians brought deer. There was never a Thanksgiving dinner with them, according to what they say. Not true. The celebration of Thanksgiving was the men walked off from their families and went further north into Mystic, Connecticut, and he murdered these Pequot Indian children, elders, women, and men. Got them in the enclosure of their habitat. They had built forts, per se, but that was only for the protection of their people.
So Pequots, they had built forts, right, to protect their people. But as you're gonna find out, is the different colonies, they surrounded the whole fort, blocked them in, and burnt them alive. And those that tried to escape, they slaughtered them, cut their heads off, skinned them. It was a massacre. It was horrible.
Bring it out. You know, it's crazy. They say we were savages when they came over here. Savages don't build forts. Savages don't build castles. But you know what savages do? They massacre people. Right. They skin people. They scalp people. They rape. That's what savages do.
Bring it out.
So who's really the savage? Who was really the savage and who was actually civilized? That's the brainwashing that this white man do.
Get Deuteronomy 28 and 49.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49.
Let's go.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So this nation, right, is the colonizers of that time, is the so-called white man.
Bring it out.
Came to this continent, right, and slaughtered and murdered millions of the so-called Native Americans. Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
They was swift, meaning they was fast, the way they came down on our people and killed them. Right? They basically teach them how to
clean themselves,
eat
off the land,
grow crops, and
stay warm,
all that stuff. And after that, right, they turned on them. And that's why the Pequot, which was one of the largest tribes, had to go build a fort. Right? Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because they didn't understand the tongue of the Englishman. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They didn't care if you were young or old. They slaughtered whole villages. And you know, in those villages, they had pregnant women. They had 3-week-old babies.
The elderly.
They had the elderly in their late age. They had everything. They had women, right? They didn't care. They didn't regard you whether you were young or old. They did not care. Read.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep,
Go ahead.
until he have destroyed thee.
So they took everything, right? From fruit to cattle to land, right? From corn to wine to incense to oil. They took everything. They didn't leave them with nothing. They even tried to make sure they didn't exist as a people. Right? They couldn't even gather. They couldn't even call themselves what they were calling themselves, Pequot. They couldn't even speak the language. They took everything.
Bring it out.
and they do the same thing to this day. That's why the Lord said they can't stay when the true kingdom comes, the kingdom that lasts forever. They can't be there because they're doing it to this day. They bombing all them little kids across the country right now. They don't care. They don't give a damn about if you ain't they people. They don't like you. They hate you. They hate everybody. They come to just conquer and destroy. They are death. Right. They are literally death. That's why they gotta go. You gotta let go of their holidays. They loving them and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because they only bring destruction.
You dumb Christians who want them to get the kingdom with you. How you want to get the kingdom with the same people that wanted to wipe you out, that wanted to murder you until you didn't exist, that denied you of being a human being, that called you 3/5 of a man and cattle and savages?
Because that's their God. They got our people's God is not the God of the Bible. Our people's God is the same people that kill him, and they love him so much. It's crazy.
God of Turkey
and also by us being so friendly to them, that shows that we forgot the Bible. Because Northern Kingdom came to America to keep God's laws. When the white man got here by this time, this is proof that we forgot what the Bible said about never trust your enemies, or else we never would have been showing them all these type of skills and the land. We forgot the Bible. We forgot God.
We went off again.
Right.
We strayed away from God's commandments and laws again. So he sent that nation against us. Let's continue that video.
And they trapped him in where they couldn't get out. And they set it on fire and they burned him to death. Then they came back. They were so thankful that they had killed these Indians. But that was the first Thanksgiving. Not what you read about in their books.
It wasn't until when President Lincoln decided, instead of having it every other day when they were going to different tribes, killing them, that he decided to make it once a year, a day of Thanksgiving once a year.
True. But let me tell you about President Lincoln. Because Indians to Dakota, and Dakota Indians wouldn't give up. These are the people from Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, up in that area. They were fighting, and they captured in excess of 200 of them. And they wanted to hang them all. But Lincoln intervened, and he said, no, I don't want you to hang them all. Pick 38 of them. And that's how they came up with the Mankato 38.
Hey, you got to think, even that, because oftentimes when you think about lynching or people being hung, you think about so-called African Americans, right? We even say Jesus died a black man's death because he was lynched. But they was lynching Native Americans. That was a lynching. That was a state-sanctioned lynching.
Right.
But even for like, why the random number of 38? That's some witchcraft. That's Esau. Esau will do all these demonic rituals regarding us and burning our bodies. Because, on Sundays, they used to, a picnic stands for pick a nigga and lynch him.
Bring it out.
And that'd be a part of their demonic worship to worship their god, Satan. So everything that we just heard, that's demonic. The white man is demonic. He's a demon. He's evil.
Right. So he talked about the Pequot Massacre. So we're going to go into that. Let's pull that second article up.
And even one of his hopeful
What you got?
says, it's crazy how it's National Native American Heritage Month. That is so disrespectful. They picked November to be National Native American Heritage Month to mock us.
Right.
They are making fun of us. They're mocking you. That's why, again, it said in Habakkuk that he, changes ways. That's them trying to pretend like, no, we for you. Even though after 300 plus years, we're still celebrating the fact that we killed you and we have you in submission and we moved you into the bathroom of your own land. But we love you, though. That's what that is.
Dang. Okay, let's read that. It's the Pequot War.
Pequot War. Scroll down. The Pequot War was a conflict that took place in 1636 and ended in 1638 in New England between the Pequot Nation and an alliance of the colonists of the Massachusetts Bay, Plymouth, and Saybrook colonies, and their allies from the Narragansett and Mohegan nations.
These were also Native American tribes here.
The war concluded with the decisive defeat of the Pequot in an event called the Mystic Massacre.
Hey, click on Mystic Massacre. We're going to click on Mystic Massacre. And then, let's see here. We're going to read that. Hold up.
Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Right here. Boom, boom. Right here. Yeah. Donate to the Booster Club so we can continue to send the prophets all around the world to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, y'all.
That's right.
Ready?
Okay, yep. Let's read that.
The Mystic Massacre, also known as the Pequot Massacre and the Battle of Mystic Fort, took place on May 26, 1637, during the Pequot War, when a force from the Connecticut colony under Captain John Mason and their Narragansett and Mohegan allies set fire to the Pequot Fort near the Mystic River. They shot anyone who tried to escape the wooden palisade fortress and killed most of the village. There were between 400 and 700 Pequots killed during the attack. The only Pequot survivors were warriors who were away in a raiding party with their Sacums Sasakas.
So as you see that a picture right there, that's it's a picture of the fort and how that fort was surrounded. So that's what that picture is depicting to the right. All right, let's look at the background. Read that.
The Pequots were the dominant Indian tribe in the southeastern portion of the Connecticut colony, and they had long been enemies of the neighboring Mohegan and Narragansett tribes.
So when they say enemies, they had disputes and arguments, but they wasn't enemies to the point where they was killing each other.
Bring it out.
Read.
The New England colonists established trade with all three tribes, exchanging European goods for wampum and furs. The Pequots eventually allied with the Dutch colonists, while the Mohegans and others allied with the New England colonists. A trader named John Oldham was murdered and his trading ship looted by Pequots, and retaliation raids ensued by colonists and their Indian allies.
So colonists, those colonizers basically joined together, the Dutch and the English, and they used the Native American tribes against each other. Read.
On April 23rd, 1637, 200 Pequot warriors attacked the village of Weathersfield, killing 6 men and 3 women, all unarmed non-combatants.
That's what they say. Read.
This was a major turning point in the Pequot War, as it enraged the settlers that the warriors would kill civilians and led to increased support for the Pequot War among colonists. According to Catherine Grandjean, the Great Colonial Hurricane of 1635 damaged the corn and other crop harvests of that year, making food supplies scarce and creating competition for winter food supplies. This in turn increased the tension between the Pequots and colonists, who were ill prepared to face periods of famine.
So you can see that they destroyed the crops of the land and what else?
Basically, that hurricane came through and it destroyed their food, and because the colonists, quote unquote, the colonists, the thieves, because the devils were not equipped to work on the land, they didn't know how to work the land. They was like, yo, we gonna have to kill these Pequots and take what they have because they got stuff. We're not dummies. We understood, like, oh, you're gonna have to store up when this time comes.
Let's look at the massacre now.
Massacre. The Connecticut towns raised a militia commanded by Captain John Mason, consisting of 90 men plus 70 Mohegans under Sackums, Uncas, and Wequash. 20 more men under Captain John Underhill joined him from Fort Saybrook. At the same time, Pequot Secum Sassacus took a few hundred warriors and set out to attack Hartford, Connecticut. Captain Mason recruited more than 200 Narragansett and Niantic Indians to join his force. On the night of May 26, 1637, the colonial and Indian forces arrived at the fortified Pequot village, which was on a low hill near the Mystic River. The large village was surrounded by a palisade with only 2 exits. The colonial forces first attempted a surprise attack, but they withdrew after stiff resistance from the Pequots.
So this is kind of explaining the attack on the fort. Read on.
In response, Mason ordered that the village should be set ablaze and its 2 exits blocked off. As the fire raged, many trapped Pequots were shot as they attempted to escape by climbing over the palisade. Those men, women, and children who did get out were killed by the Narragansett fighters. Captain Underhill described the scene and his participation. Captain Mason, entering into a wigwam, brought out a firebrand after he had wounded many in the house. Then he set fire on the west side where he entered.
This is Captain Mason's account. Read on.
Myself set fire on the south end with a train of powder. The fires of both meeting in the center of the fort blazed most terribly and burnt all in the space of half an hour. Many courageous fellows were unwilling to come out and fought most desperately throughout the palisados, so as they were scorched and burnt with very flame and were deprived of their arms. In regard, their fire burnt their very bowstrings, and so perished valiantly. Mercy they did deserve for their valor, could we have had opportunity to have bestowed it. Many were burnt in the fort, both men, women, and children. Others forced out and came in troops to the Indians, 20 and 30 at a time, which our soldiers received and entertained with the point of the sword. Down fell men, women, and children. Those that escaped us fell into the hands of the Indians that were in the rear of us. It is reported by themselves that there were about 400 souls in this fort, and not above 5 of them escaped out of our hands.
Read on. Let's finish this off.
Real quick. I was going to say, that's one thing the other nations have over us, is that even though they might respect our courage, you know what I mean? They might admire or feel bad for us in certain moments. They still understand we got to kill them. It's us versus them. It's war. You know, we very compassionate. So we see the struggle of other nations and we're like, we're not at war anymore. Let's go help them. Let's allow them to join us. That's what they have over us.
Let's teach them our religion.
Right.
Let's have them convert and be us.
White man was like, nah, we still got to, because he said, if we could have mercy, we would have, meaning we couldn't. We couldn't do it. We had to kill them.
And their strategy has always been to divide and conquer.
Right.
Still to this day.
To this day.
Right? They use our people against us. right?
Is that Mark?
To fight us, overcome us, right, and to subdue us.
Bring it out.
That's Mark 3:25, I believe it is.
The book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 24.
Come on.
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Right, because y'all brought out how they said that we're enemies, but not to the point where we're fighting against each other. But they brought that out of us. That's the same thing they do with the Willie Lynch, right? It says you put the light skin against the dark skin, put the husband against the wife. You do all these things to conquer us, because if we fighting each other, we think we are the actual enemy. They chilling. It's an easy win. It's an easy dub.
They heighten the differences among us.
Right.
Right, right.
But we all the same people. What like you brought out. We was on the slave ships and y'all was getting your land taken at the same time. We was both getting oppressed by the same people.
We was both on the slave ship. One slave ship
was
was
going
coming
there,
this way,
and
the
it was
other
going
was
back.
coming that way.
Damn,
We was
one
passing
was on
each
the
other in
Nina,
night.
and one was on the
Pinta.
Damn.
Right, exactly. You want the rest of that?
Yeah, let's finish that off.
Okay. Mohegans would collect the heads of fallen Pequots.
These are so-called Native American tribes, the Mohegans. What would they do?
Would collect the heads of fallen Pequots, taking scalps as war trophies. Hundreds of Pequots were killed. The colonists reported that only 5 village occupants escaped while 7 were taken prisoner. Returning Pequot warriors chased after the colonial forces after discovering the massacre. But the Connecticut forces avoided any Pequot counterattack despite getting lost for a brief period during their retreat back to the Connecticut colony.
Okay, that's all I want from that. Let's get Lamentations. Oh no, let's go back.
Let's go.
Let's go back and finish off the Pequot War now. Where we left off. We left off at the Mystic Massacre.
Oh. English colonists of the Connecticut colony and their allies set the village of the Pequot fort ablaze, blocked the exits, and shot anyone trying to escape. At the end, about 700 Pequots had been killed or taken into captivity. Hundreds of prisoners were sold into slavery.
Yeah, right there. You so-called Native Americans, you were sold into slavery. Just like the so-called black Americans were sold into slavery.
Right.
Right? So don't think you different. Don't think you hadn't been sold into slavery. That's what we're bringing out right now.
That's right.
Y'all got anything on that?
Yeah, give me Isaiah. Hand joined in hand.
Let's go.
I always have a hard time. Yeah, I think it's 13. I always have a hard time finding this one. Is it 13? You got me?
Make sure y'all
Alright,
like,
here we go.
share, and subscribe.
Oh, there's one.
Where we at? Right there. Donate. Make sure you donate as well.
That's right.
Go ahead, read that. Yes.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 21.
Bring it out.
Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
So, though hand joined in hand, because the same way the Mohegans and the Narragansett joined league with the so-called white man in order to kill the Pequot. Though they did that, the white man still came and destroyed them too. It's not like they got spared afterwards, right? Yeah, just like in the Maccabees. And it's the same thing today. You so-called Native Americans, Hispanics, and black folk that want to join hand with the white man, you going to get the same punishment that the white man gets when Christ returns. Because there has to be a punishment for the evil that he's done on the earth, for the evil that he's done to us. So you joining with them, you going to receive that same recompense.
That flame, because it says they burn them alive, right? When Christ come back, these people are going to get burnt alive. And you're going to be right with them if you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right. Let's continue on.
Hundreds of prisoners were sold into slavery to colonists in Bermuda or the West Indies.
So where is Bermuda? Let's click on that real quick. And we're going to go back. Let's see where that's at.
I mean, some of y'all Benjamites is not Benjamites, y'all Gad.
Right.
Damn. Bermuda. Bermuda is a British overseas territory in the North Atlantic Ocean.
There you go.
The closest land outside the territory is in the U.S. state of North Carolina, about 1,035 kilometers, 643 miles to the west-northwest. You want the rest of that? Or?
Nah, I just wanted to see where that was. All right, let's go back. And
Yo, Bermuda is in the middle of nowhere. They took Gad in the middle of nowhere. If y'all look up Bermuda, like you got the West Indies, and Bermuda is north of that. It's just ocean, and it's Bermuda. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's why
that's
you got
crazy.
the Bermuda Triangle where
like
ships
a
go
little
missing and
island
stuff.
there.
Yeah. Hey, but you remember we did a show where we brought out how the most rebellious of Gadites, the ones that was really tearing up, they sent them down to the Caribbean because they was like, bro, we can't leave y'all around here. Y'all keep escaping and running away. Y'all know the territory. We got to get y'all out of here. Okay, back to the article.
Yep, let's finish that off.
Hundreds of prisoners were sold into slavery to colonists in Bermuda or the West Indies.
And the West Indies. And we know what it was. Okay, let's look up West Indies, in case for those who don't know where that is.
The West Indies are an island subregion of the Americas, surrounded by the North Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, which comprises 13 independent island countries and 18 dependencies in 3 archipelagos.
You see that? 13. So Gad has spread it out all over the West Indies. Okay. I mean, that should be good, right? Let's go back. And where else they're spread it out? Or where else they were sold into slavery?
Other survivors were dispersed as captives to the victorious nation.
Now, what would be the victorious nation?
White.
The white man, the white nations.
The English, the Dutch, the French.
English, Dutch, right.
Bring it out.
France, Germany,
Yeah,
Spain, all over. You were sold into slavery.
And you notice it said dispersed. Dispersed. The diaspora is not just talking about so-called Africans.
Right.
So-called
right.
African Americans. It's talking about you so-called indigenous of the land.
That's
too.
right.
That's right. All right, let's continue on.
The Treaty of Hartford of 1638 sought to
What is this treaty? It sought to do what?
eradicate the Pequot cultural identity by prohibiting the Pequots from returning to their lands.
By prohibiting them from returning to their lands. Not just the Pequots, though. All of Gad. Read.
Speaking their tribal language.
They can't no longer speak your language anymore.
Or referring to themselves as Pequots.
Or referring to yourself as Pequots.
That's crazy. When you think about the word, like, what is a treaty? A treaty is an agreement. What are they getting out of this?
Bring it out.
What did Gad get out of this?
Even to your point, I don't think they agreed to that.
That's what I'm saying. That don't make no sense. First of all, they didn't understand the language, first of all. And if they did, why would they say, all right, so don't speak my language. Okay. I got to leave my land. Okay.
So I can't be me and then you'll stop killing me?
Yes.
That's how we're doing it?
Hey, you remember Cap brought out that they used alcohol. Alcohol was a big agent. They used to have events, parties, and they used alcohol to have them sign these treaties because they knew that was like a lubricant for them to agree.
Well, a lot of them was forced. They ain't had no choice. They had a knife at their neck.
Okay, that makes sense why at Thanksgiving your uncle get drunk and start tearing stuff up. I see now. Makes sense.
This also is going into that paper genocide as well, because you can't refer to yourself. So now you are so-called Native American, meaning the Native American, they met the colonizers or the pilgrims. They invited them to the land. They had Thanksgiving, friendly Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? That's a part of that paper genocide where they erasing what really happened and they're creating a new story, which is the story of the colonizer, his story.
That's some witchcraft. That's crazy. Like that type of history, like it's so like watered down. It's like, and if you say something like, "Nah, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because this guy." Why? It's not that serious. Like, bro, a massacre.
Right.
If I say all the people talk about free Palestine, but you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right.
When you're a Native American.
Drop a bomb. Drop the bomb.
Right. Talking
I
about,
don't get
oh,
bombs.
it's for his family.
Crazy.
Right.
That'd be like somebody show up randomly to your crib, right? And you're just like, well, I guess you could come in and eat with us. And then as soon as they come in to eat all your food, they slap you, knock you down, start wearing your clothes, and tell you like, hey, you can't be whoever you say you are anymore.
Hey, sign this.
What I'm signing?
Just sign it.
No,
and get out.
No, and get out. This is my house. That's basically what it is. You mind if I pull the scripture?
Go ahead.
Give me Isaiah chapter 65.
Come on.
Because, yeah, like you said, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrating slavery, you celebrating genocide, tasty genocide, right? That's what you celebrate. Give me Isaiah 65 and read verse 11.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 11.
Let's go.
But ye are they that forsake the Lord.
Because over time, because the northern kingdom came to this side of the world, and then over the thousands of years that we was here, we began to forsake God, to go away from his laws, statutes, and commandments that we were supposed to keep. Come on.
That forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop.
Because that's what they say we did, right? They say we helped them, we fed them, we clothed them. That troop is the white man.
Bring it out.
That's they armies. That's they pilgrims that came over here. And even to this day, you prepare a table for them. You give it honor to white Jesus and his pilgrims for coming over here and slaughtering your ancestors. Read.
And that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
Come on.
Therefore will I number you to the sword.
Meaning we were massacred. We were killed by this white man. Read.
And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
And we bow down to them. We've made our soul complacent to them, to the fact that now you on the reservation or you in the hood celebrating Thanksgiving, the day when this white man came over here and said, you can't be you no more. Read.
Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear.
And the prophets come out to tell you, hey, you not Native American, you not black, you an Israelite. Read.
But did evil before mine eyes.
And we continue, because on the reservation, we killing one another. In the hood, we killing one another. They say, hey, the Mohegans and the Nan, what is it? Nan said it. Killing the Pequots. Killing your brother. Read. Jump to verse 15.
Come on.
So because we did this and we furnished this troop and we'd rather worship Thanksgiving and worship this white man, this is what happened to us.
Isaiah 65 verse 15.
Let's go.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen.
So we dropped our language because we were speaking Hebrew over here, and we dropped the names we was calling ourselves to be called Native Americans, to be called Indians, to be called savages, to be called niggas. Read.
For the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
So we no longer Israel. We no longer Gad. Now we call ourselves Native Americans as we celebrate Thanksgiving.
That's right. Let's finish that off now.
The Treaty of Hartford of 1638 sought to eradicate the Pequot cultural identity by prohibiting the Pequots from returning to their lands, speaking their tribal language, or referring to themselves as Pequots. The result was the elimination of the Pequot nation as a viable polity in southern New England, and the colonial authorities classified them as extinct.
As extinct. Let's get that's crazy, man.
How you say I'm extinct?
They classified them as extinct.
But they can't. No, hell no. They can't be extinct because you sold them into slavery.
Right.
The ones you didn't kill still exist. The white man the devil.
Right. And they what they did was it says they the survivors who remained in the area were absorbed into other local nations. So that's why they're saying they're extinct, so they won't remember who they are.
Hey, but the white man really think we're dumb. They really think. They put that out there, be like, ain't no more Native Americans. Have you seen one? All right, point.
Officer, to your point, the Catholic Church is the one who came, and the English people used the religion to transform the mind of these so-called native. That's why a lot of you Hispanic people, you guys are in a Catholic church, you say, I'm Catholic, but you don't know what it stands for. That's the people that kill you. That's the people that teach you why Christ. That's the people that if you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, not knowing that that's your debt.
It's the Catholics and the Protestants. Because these English and Dutch folk was Protestants, but it's the Catholics as well. When you go further south into like Florida and then on the west with the Spanish. But yeah, it's the same thing. White supremacist Christianity, which you will celebrate next Thursday as you eat turkey, is the reason why you call yourself Black, Hispanic, or Native American.
Right. Go ahead.
Real quick, get Deuteronomy 32 just to prove that the Native Americans are indeed the Israelites of the Bible. Because Moses told the Israelites curses would happen if the Israelites broke the commandments. Let's see if this history of the Pequot people fit this curse. Get 32 and 26.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 26.
Let's go.
I said I would scatter them into corners.
So these tribes were scattered to the Caribbean islands, were scattered to Europe, were scattered to Bermuda after being slaughtered, after having their villages rampaged. Read.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
And we got to understand, this is what God said would happen if we disobeyed him. We are no longer known as the Israelites. We no longer know why we wore fringes on our shirts, why we celebrated different feast days that we used to before the Europeans got here. Our cultural identity is gone. It's prohibited. And now the remembrance of the Israelites is now Native Americans, indigenous. And a lot of our people think, no, we still hold true to our native roots and our original identity. This is proof that the remembrance of us is gone. We have to wake up to our biblical identity and come back to God's laws.
That's right.
Start up at verse 25.
Come on.
The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin.
Right, the sword without, the white man coming in and burning our villages, killing us with different weapons that they brought over here. Come on.
And terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin.
Right, and when we tried to escape, they didn't let us escape. They didn't let child, women, elderly escape. We was burning, our arms was gone. Our children was running for fear of their life. And what they do, they shot them, they killed them. Finish that off.
The suckling also with the man of gray hairs.
They didn't care if you was old or young. You understand? Good.
All right, was that it? Let's go back and finish it off. Well, where were we?
Yeah, we're at survivors. Survivors who remained in the area were absorbed into other local nations. However, the Western Band retained sovereignty in Connecticut and are today a federally recognized tribal nation.
Okay, that's all we want. All right, let's get out of here. Now we're going to go to, let's get the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 16.
Let's go.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
They provoked him to jealousy.
We provoked the Lord to jealousy. Read.
With strange gods.
With strange gods. We came on this, so-called Native American Gad, right? The 10 tribes came on this side of the world to do what? To keep the commandments of God.
That's right.
But what happened? They went off into idol worshiping. They started sacrificing themselves, their brothers, taking the hearts out of people. What was the name of that movie? Apocalypto. Right? Read on.
With abominations provoked they him to anger.
We provoked the Lord to anger. Read.
They sacrificed unto devils, not to God.
We sacrificed unto devils. Right? You so-called Native Americans sacrificing to devils and not to God. You strayed away from God. Read.
To gods whom they knew not. To new gods.
Those are new gods. Read.
That came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Read.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful.
You became unmindful of Christ. Read.
And hast forgotten God that formed thee.
Read on.
And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them.
The Lord hated that. For the Lord hated it when he saw that. Read.
Because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said,
you persuaded them to do that. You provoked them to do the same thing. Read.
And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be.
The Lord hid his face from Gad. Gad was a mighty tribe.
Bring it out.
Troop. What did it say? A troop. Gad was a troop. Read.
I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
With a foolish nation. Right? Now let's get Lamentations chapter 4. Let's see here. And 18.
Come on.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 18.
So when this other nation came against Gary,
they hunt our steps.
They did it then, and they still do it to this day. Read.
That we cannot go in our streets.
Read.
Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled.
The end was near for Gad, for the so-called Native Americans. Read.
For our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven.
Our persecutors was swifter than the eagles of the sky. Read.
They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
They laid wait, right, outside of the fort, outside of all the villages to do what? To massacre and slaughter our people by the millions. Jump to Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 8.
Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 8.
Now look what's going on.
Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hands.
Now servants rule over us. Right? The other nations rule over us. Why? Because we provoke the Lord to anger by doing what? Breaking his commandments. Let's get, y'all got something.
Yeah, I want a turkey back off that. Get Obadiah.
Come on.
Damn, you right.
Yeah, you turkey
Lamb
backing. Hey, this brother out the
Damn.
spirit.
Hey,
This brother turkey backing. Hey, shame this man. Shame.
I take that. Lamb back. My apologies. Hey,
Crazy.
get that. Stay in the spirit, y'all.
Crazy.
Hey, Obadiah, get Obadiah. To just go off of verse 19, you crazy soldier. To go off verse 19 when it said they laid wait for us in the wilderness. Go to Obadiah. Start at I think it's 12.
The book of Obadiah, verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger.
So this is talking about Esau and his violence against Jacob. Esau, the descendants of Esau, is talking about the European nations, the Caucasian race on this planet. Jacob is talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Read that again.
That's right.
But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger.
Jump to verse 13. So I want to pull this out to go off of what you said, them cutting us off as we tried to escape, because the same thing happened during this time was the same thing happened during the Pequot Massacre in the 1600s. Jump to verse 13.
Verse 13. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people.
God said to the white man, you shouldn't have even entered into them villages of my jewels, the apple of mine eye. Read.
In the day of their calamity.
Go ahead.
Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity.
Right. And that affliction was the curses coming to our front door after our disobedience. That affliction was the natural disasters. You understand? Read.
nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
Because that's what they did. They stole everything from our villages. They stole our substance when the natural disasters would ruin the crops and they had nowhere to go. They didn't know how to work the land. They took our stuff. Read it out.
Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape.
God said, y'all shouldn't have stood on the other side to cut off the children and the brothers and sisters trying to escape when you just burnt the village. Go ahead, finish that off.
Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
So this is showing you that Esau, the white man's tactic, is the same thing today.
To this day.
Same hatred and the same strategies.
Right. Let's get that second video.
Yeah, Officer Don, you were right when you said we, because you are of the tribe of Reuben. You yourself are a Pequot Indian. I don't know if y'all know that. He's a Pequot. I don't know if y'all know that.
Hey.
Hit the ball! Right, yeah, they were scattered to Mississippi. Come on.
Hey. What would that make you? What's the name?
I'm
of
Judah.
that?
I'm Big Judah.
No,
What's
you would be
I'm
a
Jew.
Narragansett.
Yes, he ain't even
and
say
a
it right.
Mohegan.
That's code
red.
I'm Judah. I'm Judah. I'm the token Jew here. Yeah, I'm the only Judite on the panel. Because you Reuben.
Not even your brother, Officer, right?
He's Zebulon. You're Asher, and he's Gad.
How am I Zebulon?
This is
Officer
the native
Jair
tower.
is definitely Reuben.
No, he's Zebulon.
What?
You ain't seen Sociedadiah? That's a Panamanian right there. He's Zebulon.
There's no Panamanians in Chicago.
Right, look at lies.
That is a Judite right
Lies. There's Panamanians in Chicago. You lie. Exactly. Thank you. The other Zebulonite said so. Come on, play the video.
Video.
Get the second video.
This is the real truth behind Thanksgiving.
The Pequot people were burned alive in the middle of their sleep at night in 1637. Mass Bay Colony, Plymouth Colony, Providence Plantation, Mystic Seaport, all English colonies banded together to burn women and children while they slept in a village at night. They barricaded the exit. They did not allow anyone to leave. They wanted them to burn. They were proud that they burned. This country was proud to write. We could smell their burning, rotting flesh for over a mile away. It's written, folks. Please read it on your own. I am not making this up. Stephen King can't make this up. He was so proud, the town of Norwich, Connecticut, had a statue honoring this man up until roughly a decade ago. John Mason, the man who murdered over 700 people. When anyone, the few people who were able to survive that Holocaust, they were rounded up. They were sold as slaves. Before they were sold, they were marched all the way from Connecticut to Mass Bay Colony, present-day Boston. They were placed on trial. They were declared to be sold as slaves. But before they sent them on that slave ship, they had to humiliate them some more. And they read a declaration that those people shall not ever, once again, even utter the word Pequot. They will no longer be able to call themselves a Pequot. I am proud to say, I'm a Mashantucket Pequot. This is the history, folks.
This is a classic.
Hey,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is a classic video. It's like Captain Gad always says, the righteous northern kingdom, the northern kingdom, about it. They always they go roll just like righteous Judah. And you were saying that even how AIM, the Brown Berets, the Young Lords, all got with the Black Panthers, because we understand the unity that's needed in order for us to get out of this oppression. Like, we understand the history. Like, ain't no difference there. So-called Pequot, so-called Native Americans were sold as slaves. So-called African Americans were sold as slaves. That curse right there lets us know we the same people.
Right, and it's good that we bring this up because a lot of people don't know that they was actually on slave ships. They said no, they don't fit the curse of Jeremiah 28 because they were never on slave ships.
You're stupid.
You're dumb.
You don't know anything. Be
Right.
quiet.
They can't say that after tonight.
Yeah, nigga, shut up.
Right. Let's get that, I think, third article. This going into, we're going to go a little bit into John Mason's account. We're going to start.
No, I was going to ask, that's the dude that led the massacre of the Mystic Fort?
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to start at page 29, and then we're going to start where it says, and indeed.
And indeed, such a dreadful terror did the Almighty let fall upon their spirits, that they would fly from us and run into the very flames, where many of them perished. And when the fort was thoroughly fired, command was given that all should fall off and surround the fort, which was readily attended by all. Only one Arthur Smith being so wounded that he could not move out of the place, who was happily espied by Lieutenant Bull, and by him rescued. The fire was kindled on the northeast side to windward, which did swiftly overrun the fort, to the extreme amazement of the enemy, and great rejoicing of ourselves. Some of them climbing to the top of the palizado, others of them running into the very flames. Many of them gathering to windward lay pelting at us with their arrows, and we repaid them with our small shot. Others of the stoutest issued forth, as we did guess, to the number of 40 who perished by the sword. What I have formerly said is according to my own knowledge, there being sufficient living testimony to every particular. But in reference to Captain Underhill and his parties acting in this assault, I can only intimate as we were informed by some of themselves immediately after.
30?
After the fight.
Yeah.
Thus they marching up to the entrance on the southwest side, there made some pause. A valiant, resolute gentleman, one Mr. Hedge, stepping towards the gate, saying, if we may not enter, wherefore came we here? And immediately endeavored to enter, but was opposed by a sturdy Indian, which did impede the entrance. But the Indian being slain by himself and Sergeant Davis, Mr. Hedge entered the fort with some others. But the fort being on fire, the smoke and flames were so violent that they were constrained to desert the fort. Thus were they now at their wit end, who not many hours before exalted themselves in their great pride, threatening and resolving the utter ruin and destruction of all the English, exalting and rejoicing with songs and dances. But God was above them, who laughed his enemies and the enemies of his people to scorn.
So they trying to say that they are God's people. Right? Read on.
Making them as a fiery oven. Thus were the stout-hearted spoiled, having slept their last sleep, and none of their men could find their hands. Thus did the Lord judge among the heathen, filling the place with their dead bodies.
So he's saying that the Lord judged the real Israelites. He called them the real Israelites the heathen. So they're saying that they're the Jews.
Yeah, that goes back.
This is Amalek, right?
Yeah, it goes back to basically, yeah, they say they the Jews and they're the Christians. This goes into like British Israelism, meaning they think that white people are God's chosen people.
Bring it out.
Let's read on. And this is what I wanted to get out of this. Read on.
And here we may see the just judgment of God, and sending even the very night before the assault 150 men from their other fort to join with them of that place, who were designed, as some of themselves reported, to go forth against the English. At that very instant, when this heavy stroke came upon them, where they perished with their fellows, so that the mischief they intended to us came upon their own fate. They were taken in their own snare, and we through Maroi escaped. Mercy escaped. And thus in a little more than 1 hour space was their impregnable fort with themselves utterly destroyed, to the number of 600 or 700, as some of themselves confessed. There were only 7 taken captives, and above 7 escaped.
That's all I want. They trying to say that they're the people of God.
Right.
Right? But they are Esau according to the Bible.
Right.
You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel according to the Bible.
Well, you know, I was going to say, it just to your point, our people, so-called Native Americans, will read that or they'll have that put in their face, and then they'll start to believe that they're the actual heathen. right? They'll forget the whole history that no, you're not a heathen.
Bring it out.
You might have lived like a heathen. You might have came over here as a heathen and lived like a Native American, but you're an Israelite from the tribe of Gad. Don't fall for they white supremacy lies.
Right, because when did the white man as a people go into slavery on slave ships?
Bring it out.
When did the white man name, culture, and identity erased from him? Was erased from him?
Right. When were they dispersed throughout the four corners of the world?
Come on.
When did this happen?
Hey, you know it's even crazier? White people don't call themselves tribes at any point. We the only people on earth that call ourselves tribes. There ain't no tribe of Chinese people or tribe of Japanese people. It's only blacks and indigenous people that call themselves tribes.
That's right.
Right. Even though it's not Israel, we still in our
Go
folly,
by
we still
tribes.
call ourselves tribes. Yep.
Did y'all bring out scattered?
Yeah, which one?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You mind if I pull a scripture?
Go ahead.
Give me Psalms 55 and verse 20.
Let's go.
Because, again, these people came over here, and we taught them everything they know. Just like in Europe, we taught them how to bathe when they came out them caves.
Come on.
Bring it out.
We taught them to move like us. Hell, we even let them hold our Bible. And they come around, they kick us out of Europe. They put us in slave ships and bring us over here. They come over here. Again, we teach them how to survive, and they still kill us. Right. You cannot make peace with the white man. Right. His only mission is to make war and kill you. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse, you want 20?
Yes, sir.
Verse 20.
Let's go.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Because at a certain point, the Pequot was cool with the English, with the Dutch, with the white man. Read.
He hath broken his covenant.
Meaning, because this wouldn't be the only time that they would make a treaty and break it, or they would put together some type of agreement to force Native Americans off of the land that belongs to them. Read.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Because he'll talk a good game and like Officer Jair said, fake like he want peace, but what?
But war was in his heart.
Because again, just because the Mohegans and I forget how you said it, Nansagarit?
Yeah, something like that.
Do your best.
Because them other tribes worked alongside the English, they still got killed too. Ain't no state of Mohegan right now. Ain't no state of Nansagnet. I think I said that right. Nansagnet.
Come on. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Meaning even in his language, even like Officer bringing out the paper genocide. Everything about this man is war, and it's war against us. To the fact that they got your little black and indigenous kids about to make little hand turkeys and take it home to you and put a little belt buckle on they paper hat and call themselves the Pilgrim. They had us running around playing cowboys and Indians.
Right.
Engines.
Yeah.
Hey, Naragan set. Naragan set.
I don't know how to say it.
Naragan set.
Come on.
My Judite tongue does not allow me to say it.
This guy's Levi.
I'm definitely not Levi. Judah. Come on.
Hey, let's get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and we're going to start at verse 43.
Bring it out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 43.
Let's go.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
So the so-called Native Americans are in a very low estate, confined to reservations. You know, they can't grow crops. They don't have cattle on those reservations.
Bring it out.
They have to depend on the colonizers, right, to supply water, food, clothing, shelter, everything. Read.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
So now we're borrowing from them. They set up financial institutions where we got to lend from them, right? Now we're at the tail end of everything, meaning we're the consumer.
Bring it out.
Right? Read on.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Now we are a destroyed people, right? They slaughtered and killed us by the millions, and they kept doing it over and over again. And after the physical slaughter, they used the paper genocide to whitewash history, to whitewash you, right? Change your mindset to, brainwash you.
Kill the Indian, save the man.
Kill the Indian, save the man. Now you got a whole new mindset of the colonizer. You're basically a puppet now. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we didn't listen to the Lord. We didn't keep his commandments. We failed to keep the Lord's commandments. Now we're at the bottom of society. Read.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Now you can see the signs, right? You can see the signs of the curses. Like I explained earlier, reservations, alcoholism,
Come on!
Domestic violence,
To this day!
keeping Thanksgiving,
Missing women and children.
missing women and children. They
Being
call
out.
it indigenous.
Right, being murdered by the police.
Right.
No water, no food.
Right.
Y'all all right?
Read on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
We didn't want to serve the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart. We came on this side of the world. We had the abundance of all things. There was an abundance of fruits. There was an abundance of vegetables, an abundance of cattle, sheep. There was an abundance, but we didn't want to serve the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart for it. We wanted to start sacrificing ourselves and our people. We wanted to indulge in idol worshiping.
Worship the moon and the stars.
Moon, stars, the sky.
The sun.
Brother Rock, Uncle Moose.
Mr. Red Bull.
Mr. Red Bull
Mr. Red Bull is crazy. That's wild. Mr. Red Bull.
I too would like to have wings.
Right.
Yeah, that's wild.
Read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Now we're serving our enemies,
which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord sent them against us because of these things. The Lord sent the colonizers against us. Right? The Lord sent the heathen against us. All the other nations the Lord sent against us. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Now, there was a time when we was planting our own crops, our own fruit. Right? We had our own cattle. Now we got to go to the enemy in hunger. We got to go to them for food now. If they don't supply us food, we will die. Read.
And in thirst.
Water. We got to go to them for water. Read.
And in nakedness.
Clothing now. Read.
And in want of all things.
No, some things.
All things.
Now we got to go to them in the want of all things. Anything that you can think of that's a need or a want, we have to go to them. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Because he put that yoke of iron on the tribe of Gad neck.
Come on!
Tribe of Gad, you went into slavery. Right? You so-called Native Americans, you went into slavery just like the so-called black Americans went into slavery. Right? You were massacred, and the colonizer, the so-called white man, gave thanks on those days, each massacre.
Bring it out.
Now you're whitewashed. You're celebrating the massacre and slaughter of your own people.
The hell is this?
Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
That is an example of being mentally destroyed. What you got?
Go to Colossians 2:8.
Let's go.
Because this is the destruction. This is part of the destruction. Celebrating Thanksgiving shows that you're destroyed as a people. There's no way in hell that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should be celebrating Thanksgiving. Go ahead, read that. Maybe.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Let's go.
Beware lest any man spoil you.
To spoil is to be destroyed. After those yokes of iron came off, because if after every massacre they were celebrating, they were giving thanks to Satan for killing you. Right. Now today you give thanks to Satan that you've been destroyed. You've been spoiled. You are now in a bad situation. You are now fully engulfed by the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Read.
Message.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Philosophy is Christianity. It's white supremacist Christianity where Thanksgiving derives from. And vain deceit, because what are you thankful for? You live in the ghetto. You live in the hood. You live paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. You live on a reservation. You ain't got no food. You don't have water. You afraid that you might get snatched up. What are you thankful for?
To this day.
There's nothing to be thankful for here in America. We living in hell. Read.
After the tradition of men.
Thanksgiving is a tradition of men. Nowhere in the Bible does God say that you should celebrate your own destruction.
Bring it out.
After the rudiments of the world.
The rules of this world are that we're on the bottom. We're savages, and that you should celebrate your own demise. Read.
And not after Christ.
But this is after Christ. Go to Jeremiah 30.
Come on.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 30 and start at verse 15.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 15.
Sorry, 14.
Verse 14.
It's 13, my bad.
Verse 13.
Come on.
There is none to plead thy cause.
So who actually cares about so-called Native Americans? Who actually went to the United Nations and was like, hey, America, you guys did wrong. Why don't you give them indigenous people back their land? Why don't you, let them have all the land that you stole from them back? Nobody does that. Let the African American go back home. Tell them that they the Israelites. Why you don't do that? Everybody know. Why won't they tell us? Read.
There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up.
That we should be healed. Because right now we're destroyed. We're spoiled. Read.
Thou hast no healing medicines.
Because Christianity is not to heal you. Christmas is not to heal you.
Bring it out.
Thanksgiving is not going to heal you. You're going to spend all this money on some turkey on this dinner, and then afterwards you're not going to be able to eat. You're going to be eating ramen noodles for the next week.
Message.
You can't pay rent. You're going to buy them Christmas presents, and then you still got to worry about rent on January 1st. Read.
All thy lovers have forgotten thee.
Thy lovers is this so-called white man, white Jesus that you love so much. They forgotten you on the reservation. They forgotten you in the hood. They forgotten you in the ICE detention center. Read.
They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy.
God has done this to us for breaking his commandments. Read.
With the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity. Because thy sins were increased.
The reason why the Pequots were massacred is because of our sins. The reason why America was taken from us is because of our sins.
Bring it out.
The reason we went into slavery is because of our sins. Read.
Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things.
Because we went into Christianity and we serve white Jesus, these things have been done to us. Read.
I have done these things unto thee. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
So the same way the white man came in and destroyed the so-called Native American, it's going to be done unto them. They going to get a payback from Jesus Christ. Read.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
The same way they sold us into slavery, they getting sold into slavery. Read.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
They gonna be spoiled. They gonna be robbed. Right? Read.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Come on.
For I will restore health unto thee.
We gonna come back to our true nationality. We gonna come back to our name. We not gonna be Native American anymore, or Indian, or savage. We gonna be Israelites. We gonna be Gad. We gonna be princes with the power of God. Read.
and I will heal thee of thy wounds.
Then we gonna have our land back. We ain't gotta worry about the white man coming to take anything from us, because we gonna go back to having the world. Read.
Yeah. Saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast.
They called you an Indian and a savage. Read.
Saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
These Indians, these niggas, these spics, they're the Jews, they're the Israelites. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tent.
Meaning he gonna take us out of slavery. You're not gonna be on a reservation anymore. You're not gonna be in the hood anymore. We gonna live in the palaces. We gonna live in the mansions. Read.
And have mercy on his dwelling places.
Come on.
And the city shall be builded upon her own heap.
That same Israel, that same Jerusalem that they bombing and they fighting for, that's ours. God is gonna bring us back. Read.
The palace shall remain after the manner thereof.
And here's the real Thanksgiving. Come on.
And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving.
The real Thanksgiving comes when Jesus Christ, the Black Messiah, returns and we leave this hellhole called America. That's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is no longer having to see the white man, not having to get up in the morning and go to work, not having to worry about where you getting water and food from. That's real Thanksgiving. No turkey, no stuffing, and no cranberry sauce.
Damn, Thanksgiving in the Bible, huh? Thanksgiving in the Bible. But it ain't the Thanksgiving.
That's right.
It ain't the Thanksgiving we celebrating.
That's a cold
I know that's
precept.
Right. Let's get this last article, the fourth article. Fourth article. Let's get that. All praises. That's okay. That's okay. You in the spirit.
Y'all all right?
Read that.
Thanksgiving, the annual genocide whitewash.
Americans.
When I was a school kid in the
go back up right under that.
Go. Oh. Americans continue celebrating a holiday that whitewashes the mass killing of millions of Native Americans.
You see that? It whitewashes the mass killings of millions of Native Americans. That's what Thanksgiving do, right? That's what we're celebrating. All right, go down. You can see this depiction here. Let's read what that depiction shows. Kindergarten students.
Kindergarten students dressed as pilgrims and Native Americans show their parents and grandparents how to do the Mr. Turkey gobble.
That's all we want for that. That's crazy. All right, read.
When I was a school child in the U.S. a couple of short decades ago, I spent my time acquiring important life skills, ranging from how to fake a wrist fracture in order to obtain a purple cast to how to craft a TP replica out of a paper bag. The latter art was perfected in accordance with the holiday Thanksgiving, which arrived each November to great fanfare, and which, in addition to TP replication, required my classmates and I to mass-produce turkey drawings, paper pilgrim hats, and modified feathered headdresses.
These pilgrims and Indians, so-called, that's what they say. Read on.
These materials were then incorporated into our reenactments of the original Thanksgiving feast, that mythologized gastronomic encounter of 1621 between pilgrims and Native Americans.
That gastronomic is going into eating or feasting. Read.
That now serves as a cornerstone of the fairy tale version of U.S. history.
So that's a fairy tale that the pilgrims and the so-called Native Americans was feasting together. It's a fairy tale. Read.
On the surface, it may seem that there's not much to criticize about a holiday based on gratitude and eating, especially when it's accompanied by absurd spectacles like the presidential turkey pardon. But at a glance at the historical context of Thanksgiving reveals a thoroughly nauseating affair.
Nauseating, disgusting affair. Read. Land grabs and massacres.
For starters, as University of Texas journalism professor Robert Jensen reminds us in a dispatch on the alternate website, the very term Thanksgiving is saturated with disgrace. By 1637, Jensen writes, Massachusetts Bay Colony Governor John Winthrop was proclaiming a Thanksgiving for the successful massacre of hundreds of Pequot Indian men, women, and children. a bloody pattern that would repeat itself across the continent until between 95 and 99% of American Indians had been exterminated.
You see that? Between 95 and 99% of so-called American Indians or so-called Native American had been exterminated. So they continued the massacres until they basically cleared out the so-called Native Americans. Read on.
The work of historian Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz, author of An Indigenous Peoples History of the United States, serves up plenty of additional food for thought on why Thanksgiving perhaps shouldn't inspire too many warm and fuzzy feelings.
Read on.
In a 2015 paper on the indisputable genocide of Native Americans, Dunbar Ortiz explained point blank that the settler colonialism in general requires a genocidal policy, and that Euro-American colonialism, an aspect of the capitalist economic globalization, had from its beginning a genocidal tendency.
A genocidal policy and genocidal tendency. Read.
Among the many obvious financial perks of land theft, Dunbar Ortiz noted that the seizure of Native American trade routes also prompted acute shortages of food and other necessities, thereby weakening populations and forcing them into dependency on the colonizer.
They forced them into dependency on the colonizers, right? And the one of all things we talked about earlier, Reed.
With European manufactured goods replacing indigenous ones.
With European manufactured goods. Read.
So much for bountiful harvest. In this book, A People's History of the United States.
So they made sure they can harvest their own land. Read.
Late historian Howard Zinn outlined other mechanisms of capitalist disposition. An 1814 treaty with the Great Creek Nation, for example, functioned by splitting Indian from Indian, breaking up communal landholding, bribing some with land, and leaving others out.
So breaking up what it says from Indian to Indian, that's that divide and conquer.
Bring it out.
Right? Splitting Indian from Indian, breaking up communal landholding, bribing some with land, leaving others out, introducing the competition and conniving that mark the spirit of Western capitalism, right?
Yes,
Read
sir.
on.
Furthermore, U.S. land grabs of Native American territory laid the basis for the Cotton Kingdom, the slave plantations.
Dang. Y'all see that? All right, read on.
In short, with such a sinister past on their plate, it's no wonder U.S. myth makers prefer to focus on pumpkin pie and cranberry sauce.
Stroll all the way down to the end where it says, in the end.
Oh, you can scroll up right there. In the end, you don't need to gorge yourself on turkey and stuffing to see that the United States itself is positively sick.
Sick. Is a positively sick nation. The so-called white man is a sick, evil people.
You gotta be sick to murder a bunch of people and then be like, I'm hungry. Anybody
Right.
trying to eat? Anybody hungry? Y'all hungry?
To this day.
Go ahead.
Sirach 34:4, real quick.
Let's go.
Sirach 34:4. Because it's time for us to start thinking. You know what I mean? It's time for us in 2025 to really meditate on the traditions we do, the holidays we keep, what we consider ourselves. Like, you ask family, hey, why do we even do Thanksgiving? Why do we do Christmas? And family members have no clue. What? Or they act like this history does not exist. We have to stop living like that. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 4.
Let's go.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
An intelligent mind is going to understand Thanksgiving is unclean. There was nothing pure, nothing clean about white people coming over and taking what was ours, killing us. There's nothing clean about that.
Message.
Therefore, Thanksgiving, there's nothing clean about that day, no matter how you make it sound. Read.
And from that thing which is false, what truth can
The
come?
thing which is false. We've been reading all day the what do they call it? The romanticized versions of how they say it went down. You understand? It's false. The Pilgrim and Indians eating it's all false.
Bring it out.
You understand? It says from a false. Read that again.
And from the thing which is false, what truth can come?
Meaning you can't make the tradition that you want to keep because your grandma taught you, you've been keeping it since you was young. You can't make that right. You can't make that clean or true, no matter how bad you want to. It's time to wake up.
But it's for the children, though.
It don't matter. It's a lie. If you care about your children, why would you continue a lie in their life? Why would you raise them to keep to pass lies on to their children and their children? Only our people think like that because we've been destroyed.
Right. Let's get the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 25.
Come on.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 25.
Let's go.
My children.
My children, the Lord says, my children, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites, according to the Bible. Read.
Suffer patiently the
what?
The wrath that has come upon you from God.
The wrath that has come upon us from God. The Lord says, suffer patiently the wrath that come upon us from God. Read.
For thine enemy.
Thine what?
Thine enemy.
Have done what?
Have persecuted thee.
Have persecuted us. Have destroyed us. Read.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
Soon we're going to see his destruction. All we got to do is repent, and the Lord said, we will see his destruction. Read.
And shall tread upon his neck.
And we're going to tread upon his neck. Now read.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
We have gone rough ways. Read.
And were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies.
And were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies and scattered amongst the four corners of the earth.
Bring it out.
Read.
Be of good comfort.
We got to be of good comfort.
O my children, and cry unto God.
We got to cry unto the Lord, meaning we got to pray unto the Lord. Read.
For you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
Then we will be remembered of him that brought these things upon us, right? For breaking his commandments. Read.
For as it was your mind to go astray from God,
just like we went astray from God, read.
So being
being returned back to him by repenting, right? Seeking him 10 times more, praying, right? To our homeland. Read.
Seek him 10 times more.
We got to seek him 10 times more now. Read.
For he that hath brought these plagues upon you.
He brought the plagues upon us. Read.
Shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
He's going to bring salvation.
That's right.
Just like he brought these plagues upon us, he's going to bring salvation. All praise to the Most High. Hasidiah.
If you want salvation and you don't want to eat turkey and stuffing and gross stuff, we got a school near you, 9034 East Easter Place. Or you can visit israelunite.org. Find a school near you. Make sure you subscribe to IUIC TV. Yeah. We teach classes 7 days a week, 3 times a day for free. Make sure you donate. Boom, right here. Yeah. Donate to the Booster Club. Help continue to send the bishops, the deacons, the captains, the prophets all around the world to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel. And we got a special commercial from you from Original Royalty. Do it. I'm going to stand here until they do it. Or nah.
Let's go.
the whole world in my hand. My hand is happy as hell, and that's my power. They hate my skin, I'm black as hell, and that's my power. You hate my image.
Hey, pause it real quick. Boom. Yeah. So get ready for the cold with sweaters straight from the fall collection. You'll get the whole package, warmth, comfort, and style, all for the price of one sweater. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at originalroyalty.com. Make sure you scan the QR code. You got to move the thingy, though, so they can get the whole QR code. Just move it off screen. Yeah, there we go. Good job. Yeah, scan the QR code. Go to originalroyalty.com. Get you a sweater. I need to get me some more beard stuff. The beard stuff was fire.
Come on.
Go to originalroyalty.com. Get you your sweater today. You feel me? All right, Jair.
Yes, sir. I'll praise the Most High. Also, we was talking about Thanksgiving, which we should not be celebrating. But next week is the Feast of Dedication, where we remember us beating the Greeks, beating the white man, right? So teach your kids that.
Yeah.
Natives Hour is filming from a. Thank you, Nate. Natives Hour is we're in front of a live studio audience. We got a full house tonight. All praise the Most High. Got the sisters out here, brothers out here. On the ones and twos, we got Officer Almar, Soldier Zebulon, Soldier Nabab, but Nate. So all praises. Good. Good live stream.
Are you Officer Zebulon?
I don't know what this guy's talking about. Back to you, Officer Don.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to the bishops, deacons, and captains.
That's right.
Making all this possible. Right. Hey, what we brought out today, hey, it was heavy. Now you know the history of Thanksgiving. So next Thursday, you shouldn't be celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, right? That day comes from the massacre of millions of the so-called Native Americans, millions of the people of the tribe of Gad, the people of God. So we got to look at that. We got to consider this. Now that we know the history, right, we shouldn't be going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is not about family. Thanksgiving killing is about killing.
Is it fair to say, after watching the whole show today, if you black, Hispanic, or Native American, and you still finna participate in Thanksgiving, you are officially insane?
You are a sellout.
Is that fair to say?
I agree.
Okay, I'll pray.
Sellout,
Right.
just like
All
the brother Jason and Maccabees. Sellout.
You was gonna get that off.
Yeah, I was gonna get that off.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm Officer Dunn. To my right,
Officer Asadiah.
Officer Jair.
Officer Jonah.
Officer Jokanan.
and we have been the
Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes.
Hickory dickory, I know you sick of me, but you a God's enemy. If you live wickedly, don't be an idiot. Follow for trickery, most has had enough. Call all the deacons up, and all of the captains, it's time to get active. We never reacted, we swing into action, cause you're running out of time. Yeah, you're running out